Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Fry Guy's Kitchen. Tonight, I'm doing a Beef Wellington with roasted fingerling potatoes and some winter greens. I pretty much just got this recipe straight off of Food Network, their website. I'm not trying to be Gordon Ramsay or anything like that. I've only made Beef Wellington, I think, 2 other occasions. And so you just gotta bear with me. This is one of those times where I'm just kind of winging it a little bit. I feel like I'm getting better each time I've done it, but we'll see how this turns out. It's kind of a complicated meal, or at least it is to me, so I've done a fair amount of stuff ahead of time. I prepped the duxelles. I think I pronounced that right. I actually had to look that up, believe it or not, because I just wasn't sure. Believe it or not, dictionary.com doesn't have that as a word, so I had to Google it. So I'm pretty sure I'm saying it right, but if I'm not, please feel free to correct me. So anyway, I prepped those already, which we've got right here. So all you're doing there, it's like 1.5 pounds of white button mushrooms, a few cloves of garlic, some salt and pepper, and some fresh thyme, and what else did I put in there? I think that's it. And then I just threw that in my Cuisinart, blended that up, cook it on the stove for a little bit until most of the moisture is gone, and then you can just set that aside. The roasted fingerlings, super easy. I just cut those up, throw them in a bowl with some olive oil, a little bit of sage, a little bit of thyme, a little bit of rosemary, some salt and pepper. Threw them in the oven well, you heat up your oven to about 500 degrees. Once it's heated up, throw them in there, and then drop the heat to 425. And I cooked those for about 15 minutes, and then I took them out, and I'm just letting those sit for a little bit until the rest of the meal is about done, and then we'll get going on that. The next step is I've got my tenderloin right here. So I'm cooking for 3 tonight. This is just about 2 pounds of a tenderloin. I'll show you this bad boy. So, not a particularly cheap cut of meat. So I don't cook this very often. Here she is, looking good. So not real cheap. This was almost $60. So I do that sparingly. But this is a really good meal. And so we'll get cracking on that. Oh, some other ingredients that I needed was some prosciutto, and you need some puff pastry. And if you get the frozen kind, obviously thaw it out first, which I kind of forgot to do until this afternoon. But we're good to go. And so let's get cracking on cooking the meat, or searing the meat. We have seasoned our tenderloin. First I just spread a little olive oil over it, covered it in that, and then put some salt and pepper on it. And now I've got my skillet. Heated up and slightly smoking. I'm just gonna sear this baby. Doesn't take very long. We're not trying to cook it all the way through. Just put a nice sear on it. The recipe and others probably, they do call maybe wrap it in twine so it keeps its shape. The last couple times I've cooked this, I haven't needed to do that. But you do you, if that's what works for you. Okay, so this is pretty much seared. So I'm just gonna set this on a plate far enough away that my dog can't get it. And we'll let that cool down just a little bit. Next step is we've got our meat seared. We're going to, and I've already covered mine in the Dijon. You just squirt a little bit in a bowl and then spread it on with this. Spread it. I'm listening to Kevin Hart right now in between stuff, and so that might come out of me sometimes. Kevin Hart. Anyway, we're gonna wrap everything up. First thing we need to do is we're gonna put some plastic wrap down. I just put it straight down on the counter. Make sure your counter's clean. And then I realize that Kevin Hart stuff sounds totally out of context unless you've been listening to it. I assure you it was funny. Okay, so we need a big enough rectangle of plastic wrap so that when we roll everything up, we don't run out of plastic wrap. Okay, so what we need to do next is we're going to lay down some prosciutto. Oh, so what we need to do now is we're going to lay down the duxelles onto the prosciutto. So you just get a spatula and you spread it. I swear to God, this tastes way better than it looks. I personally think it looks disgusting, but it actually smells really good and it is really good. You're just going to have to trust me. Our seared and mustard covered tenderloin. And then this is not as easy as you would think. Just roll it over once. I'm telling you, man, this is fun. I am not a professional, people. Yeah. So you want to try to keep its general shape. That's how I met your mother reference there. And wrap that over. Kind of squeeze it as we roll it. Wrap that over. Wrap that over. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Roll. Okay, and this is gonna go in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes. And we'll see where to go from there. Okay, so our meat has been cooling for the last 30 minutes or so. So now let's take off the wrapping. I'm gonna spin this around. And what I did is I already spread out my puff pastry. I just did this straight on the counter. So I threw some flour down, spread it out, put my pastry down, rolled it out just a little bit. It came in sections. It was already pretty thin when I got it out there, so I didn't really have to do too much. So now that that's out there, we're gonna essentially just roll this bad boy straight onto there. So now what we're going to do, we're going to roll this up, just like that. And then I'm gonna get my pizza cutter out because we're gonna have too much puff pastry. And then I need to add some egg wash here. So we'll just run the egg wash. This is just 2 eggs that I've beaten. Okay. And we'll flip this up. Like so. That. That down. That. And you can save this. The recipe says if you want to make like a little pretty design or something, you can. And then I'm gonna egg wash this, tuck this up. Same on this side. If you don't have stone counters, I would recommend just getting a really big cutting board. But if you do, I will say it makes things much easier. Okay. So now that that's done, we're gonna do. I've got a cookie sheet that I've already lined with foil. I line all my cookie sheets with foil just because it just makes cleanup way easier. And then I also put a cooling rack in it. The reason I do that with just about everything I cook because it keeps the bottom of whatever you're cooking free from moisture, and then it just helps facilitate the cooking a little better. All right, so we're gonna lift this up and on. Actually, roll it over so we want the seam side down. Okay. And then we're going to egg wash it. Now what we want to do is we're just going to cut some slits in here, and it's just for venting. I guess if you want to make a design, you can make a design. I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't really think that through. So I don't know if I really have a design in mind, but we'll figure something out. I'm not an artist, so just doing a little star pattern here. I can tell you that using like a paring knife is probably the best tool for the job, simply because it's small. I tried using the big knife areas once. Okay. And then this is going to go in the oven for about 45 minutes or until the internal temperature is 145 degrees, give or take, just kind of depending on your desire for how rare you like your meat. I will say, my personal opinion, any kind of meat like this is better rare. But I guess it's up to you. But I swear to God, if I find out that you cooked it to well done, I will come find you. So the meat's still cooking. It's got a little bit of time left, so now I'm going to make a green peppercorn sauce. Never done this before. I'm not gonna lie, this is one of the more complicated meals I've made. So it's a lot of timing stuff. I'm also making like a winter green wilted salad with some toasted pecans and a balsamic mustard dressing. I ain't showing you how to do that because it's just too much. I was going to, but I try to at least look like I know halfway what I'm doing sometimes. Anyway, this sauce, so we're gonna do about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm on like a medium heat right now. We'll let that warm up, and then once that's warmed up, we're gonna throw in some garlic. Here we go. It's about 2 cloves of garlic. I'm using my fancy garlic paste because I don't feel like cutting any more garlic. That's about 2 tablespoons, right? And some shallots. So this is 2 sliced shallots. And a couple of crushed cloves. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I forgot to put that in there. That was so long ago. We got a lot of garlic in here. It's alright though. What have I said before? You just measure it with love, right? Yeah, that's really funny. Well, we're sleeping well tonight. No vampires. Do you want to turn the heat off when we pour the brandy in? Woo! That's fire. So we'll let it cook down a little bit. I mean, I think if they do that at the side of people's tables sometimes in fancy restaurants, I can do it in my kitchen, right? I'm not gonna lie, my wife looked a little freaked out for just a second. So once that's cooked down, we're going to add in the beef broth. We'll cook that down. We want it to cook about halfway down. I'm going to go ahead and add the stock. Alright, so that took the fire off. It's all good over here. Cool. Okay, so like I said, we gotta get the heat going again. Turn that on high. And we'll cook this down. Okay, so this is reduced down to about half of what it was. So now what we're going to do is strain out the solid stuff, the garlic and all that good stuff, and then go from there. Alrighty then. Pour that back in. It smells really good. I gotta tell you, so I have never had brandy before, and I tried it for the first time tonight. It's not bad, a little sweet. So we're gonna add some cream. It's 2 cups of cream. And we're gonna add a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. And man, I had to squeeze out every last bit of mustard in that bottle tonight. I really try to plan carefully when I'm cooking these dinners. It's almost all the time something gets away from me. Okay, so we're going to stir this. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to reduce this down to about half of what it was. Okay, it's done. It's out of the oven. Got it right here. So we got to transfer it to the cutting board. So there's some space in between recording all of this. And I was telling my buddy Jeff what I'm making. I shared with him that I set some shit on fire. And to tell him how hard this is a challenging thing to make. He proceeded to send me about 15 different Gordon Ramsay memes making fun of me. Whatever, you try cooking it, jackass. We're no longer friends, but I need you to finish editing this. Cool.
How to make yourself look like a dick.
Okay, so let's cut this. And hope to God it turned out okay. That's what we got. Pretty good. Looks pretty tasty, if I say so myself. So I'm just cutting these in like 3/4 inch pieces. And of course my dog shows up.
How long for those Wellingtons?
No Gordon Ramsay, but I give you Beef Wellington.
Oh my God.
I hope you like it. I enjoyed making it for you, and as always, if you have any feedback or anything like that, please let me know. Follow me on Instagram at Fry Guys Kitchen, and hopefully you're watching this on YouTube over there at Fry Guys Kitchen as well. If there's ever anything that you would like to see me make, let me know. Give me your comments. Please share with your friends. Just appreciate it. All right? Talk to you later.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, one more thing to add. We got that peppercorn sauce cooking. Totally forgot about that. So I threw in the peppercorns after it reduced down halfway. I'm gonna serve these on the plates and then just dish a little bit of that sauce on there. Should be good stuff. So